I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory, and in this video I'm going to give you 10 reasons why that is. Number one, because if everything was condensed down into an infinitely dense hot point, everything that you see, and that hot point exploded, let me say only smaller particles are going to fly off. It's not going to construct larger pieces of material. It's only going to shatter and break down into smaller pieces of energy. Reason number two would be that you cannot take a small piece of energy or dust and convert it into a boulder, for example, or a planet, for example. It is impossible. There is no way to convert these small materials, this infinitely dense hot point that they claim that the Big Bang was, into gigantic pieces of rock. The third reason is that you cannot convert dust to water. Again, in the Big Bang model, they claim that energy or dust was compacted down and then exploded and converted into all of the elements on the periodic table, including water, and that is impossible for that to have happened. Reason number four would be that there are certain elements that you cannot compress past a certain point. Take a gallon of water, for example. Could a gallon of water fit inside of or be compressed down into a dot that is smaller than a period on a page? Absolutely not. That is impossible. So there's no way that all of the matter that we see existed as energy previously and was condensed down into a infinitely dense hot point. Reason number five is that chaotic explosions do not create orderly systems. Think about it. We live in the Milky Way galaxy. It is an orderly system. We have a solar system with planets that go about in a specific orbit. How could a random explosion create something like that? That is impossible. Reason number six is that explosions destruct things. They destroy. They're claiming in the Big Bang model that we came from a rapid expansion or an explosion. If you have an explosion that occurred from an infinitely dense hot point, it is going to wreak havoc on whatever is in its path. It's not going to construct a solar system like I mentioned in the last point. It's not going to create order out of chaos. It is just simply impossible. Explosions destruct. God must have constructed this universe. Reason number seven is that dust cannot start a fire. Think about it. You've got nuclear fusion in space, the sun. Could energy exploding just cause the sun to come into existence? Nuclear fusion. You cannot get a fire from nothing. These elements would have worn out and broken down, deteriorated and shattered into non-existence. They would not have constructed anything. Reason number eight is that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. According to the Big Bang Theory, everything was condensed down. Everything that you see, all the stars, planets, galaxies, and oceans was condensed down as energy into this infinitely dense hot point. And then in a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a second, it went from the size of that tiny point to something billions of miles across. No joke, that is what they claim. And that is trillions of times faster than the speed of light. That is scientifically impossible. Nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. Reason number nine is the first law of thermodynamics. Believe it or not, you cannot get something from nothing. A lot of people think that you can, and a lot of people assert that the Big Bang was something from nothing, that there was literally nothing in that infinitely dense point. Nothing created everything. Some people do espouse that. How is that possible? How is nothing going to explode and create everything? That is so ludicrous. This shows that there had to have been an external force that created, and that leads into point number 10, that you cannot get an explosion from nothing. Not only do some people think that there was nothing in this infinitely dense hot point, but that nothing caused it to explode. It just happened to explode for no reason. What if I claimed that nothing caused something to explode in this room where I'm filming? You probably wouldn't believe me, right? Say that's a little bit crazy. What if I said nothing caused a detonation to take place? The universe isn't just going to appear from nothing and from an explosion that was caused by nothing. It had to have been created by a God who made the decision to create something from nothing, who made the choice to create matter and energy. These are just some of many reasons why I reject the Big Bang Theory and I accept creation science as being true. I believe that God created the world. I do not believe for a second that the world created itself. I think it is ludicrous to assert that the Big Bang is even a possibility when you actually break it down and look at it, you can see that it is not. In this video, we've covered some of the many reasons why I personally reject the Big Bang Theory, and I believe that these are very robust reasons, that they are arguments based in science, logic, and reason itself. And if you're going to argue with me about it, look, you got to argue with the science. I am referencing the sciences as my authority on this matter. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy the video that I actually posted right before this one, where I talk about a specific photo that proves Noah's Ark and Noah's flood. And so if you get time, check that out as well.